Back again, another week. We're gonna get right into it as usual. I'm gonna start by saying the odds are not against you. You are against you. Right? The odds are not against you. You are against you. Like, I feel like a lot of times we're so quick to think of the excuse of what's not going right for us or how things aren't working out, or we feel like we're the only one going through whatever it is that we're going through. But that's not even half the obstacle, right? It's the fact that you can't get out of your own way. You know what I mean? Take all of those things away. Everybody's going to have different things that's thrown at them at different points in life. Some people's journey is harder than others. Some people's journey is easier than others. But everybody's going to have something thrown at them at some point in their life. And it's like the odds aren't necessarily against you. It's you that's against you. It's like you don't know how to handle that situation, or you won't accept that situation. And it's just like one thing that I've been realizing is it's handling those situations comes way before those situations actually come about. Right? It comes way before. Like, if you're not doing the right things in a sense of preparing yourself for the future, working on yourself, if you're not putting in the time for you, it's like how could you ever be prepared when whatever it is, trial, tribulation comes by and shakes your foundation, right? What are you based off? Like, if you don't have the proper foundation set, when the storm comes, it's like, and then you're going to try to figure it out. You won't even be in the right frame of mind, right? So it starts way before the situation ever hits. It's a daily thing. It's a lifestyle thing, right? I've been going through trying to set my day and doing different things and making things a habit, not for the result of whatever it is, but just because I understand that if I continue to make certain things habits, I will be able to better handle different situations, right? So it's just like, even like going to the gym, right? We go to the gym because we want to see a result, right? Not understanding that if you continue to go to the gym and like when you take your mind off of the result, like, I understand the result is a motivation and that's where we're trying to get and everything. I understand all of that. But when you take your mind off of that and you just focus on the task and you focus on making that repetitive, you focus on making that a lifestyle, the result comes, right? I always say when I started in the auto industry, I had sales experience, but I remember they were talking about pay plans and this and how much you're going to make and all of that. I didn't care. I honestly did not care. Everybody was like stressing, like, oh my gosh, like if you don't sell a car, you don't make money, blah, blah, blah. I honestly it did not faze me at all, because I went in with the mindset of, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I understand that if I am good at this, if I excel at this, if I do well at this, I will get paid. Right. And if I suck, I won't. So it's just like, I'm okay with living with the result, either or. I know that I'm going in and trying. And it's just like, I blindly went in at that, and that it taught me a lot, because like I said, I was able to work my way up and everything and wound up doing good. And the money came, right? So that taught me the most valuable lesson in everything that I do. It's just like, I put my head down in the beginning, especially in the beginning, right? Where we're over analyzing things and everything. I put my head down and I just go. I'm not worried about the result, because I understand what the result is, right? we used to have conversations all the time, me and one of the managers there, and we used to talk about the money is just merely the result of what we're doing. Like, that just shows us, like, okay, we're doing something right. It's just merely the result. You're not attached to that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's that, and that, I feel like that comes with everything. I feel like you go to the gym, you're working out, you're gonna have a good body. That's the result, right? If you're putting in the work, that's the result. You'll get that, guaranteed. If you're putting in the work, you'll get it. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. You'll get it. Thanks for the thumbs up, man. Yeah, it's like you'll easily. I think, like I said, I think we overthink things too much, and we always want somebody to blame. That's the thing. It's like we want somebody to blame. We don't want to blame ourselves, right? Once you start, and I say this a lot, but like once you start taking the blame, putting the blame on yourself, I feel like it gives you all of the control. Because you can never be in control if you're blaming somebody else. That means somebody else is stopping you or hindering you or whatever the case may be. But if it's your fault, that means that you can do something to change it, right? But if it's somebody else's fault, you have to control that other person, and we know how that goes. All right? So the odds are not against you. You are against you. Right? That's a concept that I've been really, like I said, driving home to me. Right? And it's just like, with whatever the circumstances, and I'm not trying to downplay what anybody's going through or whatever the case may be, but it is, right? It's so be it. Like, you're in it. It is. That's your reality. That's the cards you have to play. You either find a way around it, you find a way through it, or you don't. Like, nobody's going to feel bad. People will feel for you to a point, but everybody's life keeps going, right? Life keeps going. So it's just like, either you find a way to figure it out or you don't. And as black and white as that sounds, it's just like, that's just, it's just truth. Right? So moving on from that, it's like, what else I've been going through? I've been, so 6 months, we're 6 months into the year and everything. Everybody has their goals, their resolutions, there's things that they were trying to do. I take this time, being at 6 months, I take it very seriously, because I'm always just like, I take it the time to like assess to see where I'm at with everything, like what I planned, where I was trying to go. And one thing that I realized is if setting goals, right? Defining your goals, forget setting goals, like defining your goals. Like, if you're not, first off, if you're not setting goals, it's just like, where are you going? You never know how do you know if you're doing well or not? You never know, because you have no idea where you're going. Right? So that's the basics and setting goals, right? Because what's success if you haven't defined it? Right? And if you're achieving all of your goals, you're good job. But in my opinion, you're not, how do I say this? You're not doing enough. You know what I mean? But anyway, like I said, 6 months in, I've been assessing my life and everything, seeing where I'm at with everything. And I've realized that I'm doing a poor job at defining my goals. Like, I have a regimen, and I have a flow that I'm in, and learning, reading, this, that, and the fourth, which is cool. But it's just like, I realize I have a lot of goals that I have not put a deadline to. Rightfully so, because I don't fully understand how or when it should happen by. But what I realize is by not putting a date to execute, that goal means absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Because once you set the deadline, whether or not you could reach it or not, it's like then your mind starts putting things into effect. Okay, I need to do this to get this done by this, right? So I feel like I had a ton of things that I just kind of was just like, okay, yeah, this is what goal. I want to do this. 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 I need to get this done or this. But I was not setting a clear, definitive timeline for that to execute on that. So it was just like I said, 6 months in, and that's why I like assessing myself like throughout the whole time. I really, in my mind, I honestly break. I started this last year. I started breaking the year down into quarters, same way businesses do, right? So it's like first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and I like to track and look to see like where I'm at throughout that. I don't like to wait a whole year to be like, oh man, like, and I can't readjust, right? And I just lost a year. So it's just like, that's why I have these moments in time where I stop and I look at what it is or where I'm at, how I'm moving, where my trajectory is, and all of those things. And it's just like, what do you think are the key principles to setting and reaching goals? I think clearly defining your goal. And like I said, and then I think it's just a matter of, I think it's a matter of defining your goal, and I think it's a matter of setting a deadline. I think those are the main points in doing so. Right? Once you define, and when I say define your goal, because I feel like a lot of times people are like, okay, my goal is to make a lot of money, right? But why do you need to make a lot of money? Well, I want to make a lot of money so I can buy this new BMW. Okay, so your goal is to buy a new BMW. Your goal is not to make a lot of money, right? So defining the goal, I feel like, is so important, because it's just like, I feel like we set one thing not knowing that it's just a buffer. Like, go straight to the goal. Go straight to figure out what it is exactly that you want and go straight to it, right? Because I feel like oftentimes, too many times, that's what a lot of us do, and that's why we're constantly resetting goals, and we're not taking the time to really define what it is that we actually want, right? So the biggest part in that is actually really figuring out what you want. Like, I want to be able to take care of my parents. How do you want to be able to take care of your parents? Hey, how are you? Like, how do you want to be able to take care of your parents? You know what I mean? Like, you got to be specific in that. What defines you being able to take care of your parents? Do you want to be able to pay the mortgage? You want to be able to buy them a house? Like, what specifically is it that you're trying to do? I was gonna say, what up to Zach? I see you. But yeah, so back to your question, I feel like defining the goal is so important, because I think it bypasses a lot, and like I said, you can set 2-3 goals, and if you ain't clearly defined those things, it makes it's just, I feel like you wasted more time when you could have actually just got straight to it, right? What's up, buddy? So defining goals, I feel like that's one of the things that I am still trying to improve on, and still trying to, like I said, my 6-month assessment of where I'm at with everything. That's one of the things that really stood out to me, where I was just like, whoa, okay, I dropped the ball on this. Like, I can do better here. You know what I mean? And then just doing what you can while you can, right? So it's just like we don't always, like, we feel like the opportunity's always going to be there, and that's not true, right? It's just like, so it's just like taking advantage of opportunities when they're actually there, doing what you can when you can actually do it, right? So it's just because you don't know, like, there's so many things that happens in life, and it's just like life is it's just so much that it's just, you have to take advantage of whatever the opportunity is that's there, right? Doing what you can while you can. Because I feel like, even for myself, I say this because there's a tons of things where I'm just like, I know I can do this. But like sometimes I pull back and I'm just like, I don't want to stretch myself that far. I don't want to be not that I don't want to be too busy. It's just like, I don't want to do too many things where it's like I'm not doing anything. But what I realize is, it's just like, even if you're stretching, like do it now. Because if you feel like you're stretching at this point, at 26, about to be 27, if you feel like you're stretching now, like 5 years from now, you think you're really going to have the time. So it's just like, you might as well do it, because you're not going to have that opportunity. Like, how long does that opportunity actually exist for you? Right? So it's just like doing what you can while you actually have the opportunity to do it. Bust your butt, go for it, whatever it is. Just do whatever it is that you can while you can actually do it. Because like I said, you don't know what life brings you down the line. You know what I mean? You don't know if you're always going to be able to do those things. You just never know. And so that's why it's very important to me to execute on whatever it is that you're able to execute on while you have that opportunity to execute on. And it's just like that a lot of times leads you to the next thing or the next thing or the next thing. It's just like that. You know what I mean? Like that opportunity, that whatever, it opens your mind up or opens the door for whatever the next thing is. It's just like, you can't. One thing I told myself is just like, I feel like I'm a creative person, but I wasn't being creative in all areas of my life. And I realized that you can't pick and choose where you want to be creative. Like, if you're creative, then you're creative everywhere. If you're disciplined, then you're disciplined in everything. Like, you can't pick and choose when you want to be disciplined. You've got to be disciplined. Like that has to carry out through everything that you do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, understanding those things and those concepts, I feel like has brought me a lot farther quicker. Just like I said, it's like going back to the beginning of this, it's a lifestyle change. It's not about the result. The result comes if you're actually living that lifestyle, right? If you live a lifestyle of discipline, you will be rewarded in those areas in your life. Like, you will be, like, it's math. Like, it's 1 + 1 = 2. Like, you will be rewarded. Like, so it's just like, stop focusing on the end result and focus on actually becoming that person that can execute on the task, being disciplined, being whatever it is. Because that skill is more important than the mere like. That's why a lot of people, they have a tough time with motivation and getting motivated to do this or to try to do that and being motivated for this or whatever the case may be. Like it's up and down a lot with a lot of people because they're relying just on motivation, but they don't understand, like, the people that are actually doing it, that top 1%, that top 2%. They're not doing it off of motivation. Like, they've built the skill of discipline. That's who they are. And it's just like, that result for them is just merely the result. It's just the fruit of what they've been doing. But they're not focused on, that result. They're focused on discipline. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like those concepts are some of the things through these past couple of weeks that's been important to me. But we have come to our end. And we'll do this again next week. Thanks you guys for hopping on.